Children, very often we have seen that any object moving over the surface of another object slows down and finally stops when no external force is applied on it. Let's see with the help of this toy car. Suppose this is moving, and after moving a certain distance, it slowed down and it stopped. Don't you feel that there is certain force which is tending this object to stop? Yes, this something is actually force of friction or simply friction. So it can be defined as a force that arises between two surfaces and act in the direction opposite to the direction of movement. Children, there are certain facts associated with force of friction. It is a contact force, that is, it always arises between two surfaces which are in close contact. It always opposes motion, as we have seen just now, and is responsible for changing the state of motion of moving objects. Now children, let's see that what are the factors that affect this friction. There are two factors. Number one, roughness or smoothness. That is, when roughness of an object, surface of an object increases, force of friction also increases. Now let's understand with the help of an example. Let's take this toy car again, and it is moving on this rough road. Suppose this is moving on this rough road which has so many irregularities and it covered this much distance only. But now if it is moving on a smooth surface, it covered a longer distance and the movement is also faster. So this shows that the surface which has irregularities will have more friction, and the surface which have less irregularities will have less friction. Now let's understand the reason behind this. Children, friction is actually caused by the irregularities on the two surfaces in contact that interlocked. This also can be understood with the help of this example, which is actually an enlarged view. There are two surfaces showing that how the irregularities of the surfaces are interlocking, and hence to overcome this interlocking, a greater external force is applied to make this object move. Second factor on which friction depends is when two surfaces are pressed harder, friction increases. This also can be understood by an example. Just imagine that these are two mats. On this mat nobody is sitting, and on this mat some weight is kept. Now if I want to pull this away, if I want to pull away this mat, it can be easily pulled off. But if I want to pull away this mat, then because the weight is kept over here, it won't be pulled. Let's see. You can see easily, yes, it is not getting pulled away so easily. Why? Because the irregularities which are between the two surfaces, that is the surface of mat and the floor, are, because the weight is kept, they are pressed harder. Now let's see this thing with the help of an example. These are two surfaces, and you can easily see that these surfaces have irregularities. This surface also have irregularities, and if I put one surface over another, it easily interlocked. And I have prepared one stack like this, and you can see it is quite intact, isn't? So it shows that irregularities are actually the cause of friction, and their interlocking depends on the amount of friction. Alright, now children, our next topic is what is the importance of friction in our day-to-day life? Friction is also our friend. Yes, you heard right. Friction is known as evil, but if you will see around, there are so many spheres of our life where friction helps us. And friction is also our foe. That is, it is also, yes, it is an evil. Now let's see that how it proves our friend. It helps in holding things firmly. It helps keeping things in place. Yes, it helps in walking, and it helps in produces heat, that is by matchstick. Now let's see. Now let's understand all these points with the help of examples. See this pencil. I can hold this pencil easily because it has these ridges. I can hold this tumbler easily because it also have these ridges, and that's why it's not getting slipped away between my thumbs and fingers. Why this tumbler is kept firmly on this coaster? Because there are irregularities between these two surfaces. Again, there are so many places where we are required to tie knots. Now this is only this friction which keeps these knots in place. Why this sharpener has ridges? So that children can hold this sharpener firmly when they are sharpening their pencils. Again, this is a cap of a bottle. This bottle, the lateral side, you can see, the lateral side of this bottle have ridges. Why? Because I can hold it firmly when I am opening this cap or closing this cap. Now, you can see this matchbox. The lateral side of this matchbox has ridges, has irregularities. So, when the matchstick will be struck against this lateral side, these ridges, heat will be produced. So, all these are places where friction help us. And children, you have found that when we are walking on a floor, the grip between the sole of our foot and floor helps us in walking. But if the floor is wet, we easily slip. Alright, now let's see that how friction proves to be our foe. It causes wear and tear of several things like soles of shoes, tires, machine parts, etc. Let's see. See children, this is a new shoe and it has ridges. So to provide better grip on the floor. And this is an example of a worn out, very old slipper. You can see here, these were the ridges on it when it was new. But now all the ridges have gone. It has been worn out.